You know how there's only like a few options in order to convey yourself in a YouTube video? You know what I'm talking about. You either got the background footage with the commentary voice, the classic stilled emotes, need to get Reno for arms crossed, or you can just do... Oh hey there! Love Life Nijigasaki Season 2 has just ended, and as the longest living Love Life fan in existence, I thought I'd take a swing at looking at it since I did watch it weekly with my friend Simon, and it was something I was looking forward to for a very long time. It was announced during the third live Nijigasaki, but we weren't given images until later on, and there were some things about the key art that were interesting. Shio got her hair darkened to green, Mia got her hair like... Okay, so in her original All-Stars appearance, her hair was originally like arched. It just sort of like, it didn't like go straight down, it had like a little bit of empty, so you could actually see a bit of her forehead. But in the anime, they just made it completely flat. Like, why would you do that? And Lonzu... I guess they were concerned that Shio would look too similar to Setsuna, and I don't know what was on with Lonzu and Mia. But overall, these designs I don't really mind. It helps that I'm extremely biased towards the Niji art style. Not to push down the other art style Love Life uses for most of its content, but the Niji one is extremely unique and more clean in a sense for me. I was gonna watch the series anyway, but the reason why it caught my eye was because this is the first season in Love Life history that introduced entirely new characters in its second season. Nijigasaki was really a side project originally, and I still think it is, technically, so I guess they just tested a lot of ideas with it. So they have new characters running for the second season, something that's never been done before in the previous seasons. It got me interested in how they were gonna handle it. And first thoughts? Yeah, pretty good. A lot of people were concerned with how it was going to transition from the All-Star story to anime because although I haven't experienced for myself, I do remember some keywords like how Lonzu and Shio were a lot meaner in the original. But the anime really downplays their original traits, and frankly I don't want to read the All-Star stories to get a better understanding of it. I don't have the time or patience for it. We're following up on the first season, and if you haven't watched the previous season, then just go watch it yourself, you nutsack. I'm not gonna give a whole plot summary because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit a long video, but I'll just go down some of my favorite things in this season. The characters. Just being honest, it's good to just see these characters back in action, have fun interactions again. It's been like, what, almost 2 years about? And seeing these versions of the characters come back is really nice. But what is really nice is how the new characters introduced. I already showed Lonzu, and she had an amazing introduction, while Mia and Shio get little appearances that just show you a bit of them before they admittedly fall off and get small appearances until they get their own episode. Like, the only thing I remember from Mia is her handpen, then getting into the plot because Borger, and then Mia episode. The same could be said with Shio, but she's seen a lot more due to her status in the student council, so I don't really have much of a problem with it. Another thing I love? Subunits. These are amazing to see officially. We got little reference to it in the previous animes, but to see it fully represented is quite mesmerizing. Just to give a quick recap, subunits are mini-groups formed by the idols, and usually have a genre or a theme attached to them. It's supposed to explore its music and the like, and it wasn't something that was really touched upon in the anime, it was only in other media. The lowest point of the subunits was probably, you guessed it, what the hell am I saying, none of you watch the series, the Diver Deep episode. Unlike the other subunits episodes, it only had one episode dedicated to it instead of two, and it felt kind of rushed. Song was a banger though. When one of the conflicts of the episode is Ai's childhood friend Marin essentially having a form of depression and just solving it at the end of the episode, I'm like, man, I wish I could solve my depression within a 20-minute time frame. But it wasn't bad. None of the episodes are horrible or bad. But you know what's really good though? Mia. I talked about on a thread on Twitter, but I'll elaborate again. In this series, Mia just makes brief appearances just flexing her skills on music until you ask her to help with it. Oh yeah, you plays the piano now. I kind of forgot she did in season 1, but yeah, she plays piano. But just to reset the points, I loved Mia's episode. As someone who goes through the same struggle she has, but just replace music with editing, with having her purpose essentially rely on her hobby instead of, well, herself, and saying if people don't acknowledge her music, then she's worthless. It's just a really sad episode that hit home for me, and something that just made me love the series even more. Another good thing about the series, and Nijigasaki in general, the CGI. It is one of the best so far in Love Life history, and if the CGI rubbed you the wrong way in the earlier seasons, please watch this one. The CGI is so amazing in Nijigasaki, and especially in season 2, there are some shots that are just like 2D frames, and it just shows how far Love Life has come. If you want to see some amazing CGI, go watch Nijigasaki. Not to push down Layla, but even in Superstar, the CGI in the early episodes is something about the models and the line, especially the choreography, isn't the best, but it does get fixed later on in the series. The models for Niji are just more smooth and more visually appealing to me. Last thing I want to mention before I cut this video off is the fan service. Nijigasaki is a group that's had history for years, and has had a lot of events happen that are memorable to the fanbase. Unlike the other groups where they sort of create those events with its anime and such, Niji is the opposite. It's already had events happen with lives, events, and other sources of media, so it has a lot to go off of. And it's the reason why I love Season 2 specifically so much, the amount of references. Stuff like showing the Love Life trophies and prizes from the original series and references to real-life events that happened in the Nijigasaki group is so heartwarming to see, and it's just a gift for those hardcore fans that consumed every source of Love Life media. And the best type of reference is one that fits into the series that no one will really realize is a reference, while fans will recognize and be like, oh, it's a reference to that thing. There's a whole channel dedicated to showing off these references, and it's just really warming to see how much the anime references as a little gift for those that have been with the series for a long time. But I think the most obvious reference, and the one that's the best one, is the fan art section at the final episode. If you're a Love Life fan, you'll recognize one or more of these artists, and to have them essentially be memorialized permanently in the anime is just, it's amazing. I feel like Nijigasaki is the one group that's in touch with the community the most, and this season really does show it. As a Love Life fan who scrolls on Twitter a lot, I recognize so many artists and it was amazing. It's a hard feeling to describe, but it's like being rewarded for watching the previous series, for watching live events and the like, and for just being a fan liking fan art. You're rewarded for that. Nijigasaki is sort of like a love letter to the Love Life fan base, and you can watch it just fine without knowing the references and callbacks, but if you do go the extra mile, you'll be rewarded for a very heartwarming feeling. Nijigasaki Season 2 is really good. It's not perfect, there are flaws, but something I heavily recommend watching. Now Cody, if you're watching, when are we starting that Love Life watch along?